Now I think you can hear me. Now, can you hear me now? Good. I spoke for a little bit, I think, without audio. Yes. Now I heard myself. Good. So I was saying, I hope everybody is having a good holiday season. And I said that I'm enjoying a beer, even though I'm on a regimen, because it's Christmas after all. Yes. Здравей, Tomka. Hello, Zoe. Hello, Teresa. Hello, Bukana. Yes, Bukana, where have you been? You disappeared for a while. I was wondering where you were. So I'm gonna wait for a couple of more minutes until people gather. This is my first live, by the way. So I hope it goes well. Let me see. 11 people. Ще говорим на български, но мисля, че сме само двама-трима, които сме българи. So my plan for this live is to answer your questions. You asked me a couple of questions under one of my last videos, and you also wrote a few questions in the community. Okay, Ivo, I'll speak in English now. So I want to answer those questions basically. Unfortunately, Iwona is not going to be with us. I think you're aware of the reason. Let us all send our support to her and to give her prayers so she can push through this tough period and stressful period that she has right now. It's good to see you too, Bukana. Are you getting delayed the sound? Let me see. Something slow in my internet connection. Nothing really. How about now? Let me see. Is the mic better like this with the sound? No, it's the same. Okay, now it should be better. Now I'm actually using my microphone. Yes, I'm still getting used to this setup. This is completely new to me, so it still covers my face. I feel awkward talking into it. But the sound is definitely very good. Instant improve. Hey, Wona, it's okay. It's okay. Take rest. So, let's see. Okay, so 10 people are watching. I'm going to start with the Q&A. And hopefully, along the way, more people are going to join. You mean like this? Or you mean like this? Anyway, I think the audio is good like this. So, I'm going to start with the questions. I'm first going to go into the community where we posted the thumbnail with Iwana about the live. And I'm going to answer all the questions there because they're not actually a lot. So let's see. Misvis is asking, what's your favorite part about bodybuilding and what's the hardest thing you have to do to get ready for a show? Also, random question for Iwana. If you could cosplay anyone from One Piece, male or female, who would it be? I'm going to do Femme Zoro for a con next September. George, if you watch One Piece, please answer as well. Let me look at the live. Okay, so basically, I don't know what One Piece is, and I believe Iwana can answer this in one of her videos when she posts the next one. However, I'm gonna do research, and maybe in the future I'll know what One Piece is. But about the first part of the question, what's the favorite part about bodybuilding, and what's the hardest thing you have to do to get ready for a show? For me, the hardest thing, honestly, if I have to be honest with you, to get ready for a show, is actually to not the preparation itself, but the starting point. A lot of people misunderstand that bodybuilding is something that you can do for a couple of months and then look at somebody and then look like somebody who is consistently doing it. And it's not actually the case. And why? Because it doesn't only matter how hard you go into your prep. It's obviously everything is going to be difficult in prep. Like it's going to be the food, it's going to be the training, it's going to be the gear which you're going to be taking more than usual if you're doing TRT in the off season. However, if you're starting from a point where you're fat or where you're out of shape or where your body composition is fucked up, you're going to have a much harder time throughout your prep. So the hardest thing itself actually is to be in the off season and to build muscle and not go too out of shape, because then when I start prepping, I'm having a harder time losing weight. For example, the prep that I did this year, I started from from a point in the beginning where I was fasting, so I did not really have a lot of body fat on me. I was relatively lean, and my problem wasn't body fat. My problem was muscle mass. So I became very lean very early in my prep, which allowed me to have cheat days every week or every other week. And however, I was much smaller than guys on stage. So again, if I was starting from a point where I was in better shape in the off season, which conditioning is not only the only thing in bodybuilding, you also have to have muscle. So even if you're staying in shape, relatively in shape in the off season, if you don't stay actually in shape in the off season enough, you're going to have a much harder time prepping. Gear is also going to work different. It's going to hit you different because gear works much better whenever you're leaner. If you're fat, you're getting more side effects, but that's actually another topic. So let's see. Let me see in the chat. Do I have any tips for engaging lats? My biceps always takes over. Chikara would do Fem Zoro because it's also her favorite. I don't know what it is. Is this some type of female Zoro character? I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking bullshit. So Vogue 5AG3N. Do you have any tips to engage lats? My biceps always takes over. Yes. You can use straps. Yes, you can. However, using straps when the weight is not heavy enough for you to need to use straps, but using straps simply for the sake of using straps is actually going to weaken your forearms and is going to weaken your grip, which eventually is going to hurt your joints because your ligaments there are not going to be as conditioned to the heavy weight because you engage your arms differently whenever you're squeezing with your hand and whenever you're relying on a strap of some form. Yes, Iwona. Iwona is right. Overhand grip. And also, I believe that for any exercise, because if you think about it, it's difficult to engage your back because you cannot see it. It's much easier to engage your chest. Let's say if you're doing some type of a fly, or let's say biceps, or even shoulders, like front delt, if you're like doing like front raises or side delts, because you can see those muscles but you cannot see the back. This is also why it's much more difficult to pose, is at least for me, poses from the back because you cannot see your back. Okay, so you need to have good connection with your back also to train it. So to do that, I do like a vertical pull down machine, like a lat pull down, and I put rubber bands on it. Like putting rubber bands on it and doing an overhand grip, which would actually allow you to engage more your back because you're gonna have like constant tension on your muscle. And also don't squeeze the bar, like the handle, the bar or whatever you're holding, more than you need to squeeze it. You don't need to squeeze it with your forearm. If you engage your forearm in the beginning, your biceps is gonna naturally take over with your forearm. So to avoid that, use your arm as a hook. Like use your forearm, but in a static way. Don't try to squeeze. Just use it with enough force so your hand can hold the weight and then lead with your elbows. And think about the distance between the elbow and the torso. You want to make like that distance longer or shorter. Okay. So I hope that answers that question. However, you cannot completely, by the way, completely remove a muscle from a movement. So you're going to be still subconsciously using the biceps. However, it's not going to be the primary mover, which is going to also help you with your posing. And eventually it's going to also contribute into growth because the more connection you have with the muscle, the more blood you can pump into it, the more fibers you can engage, damage, repair, grow. So I hope that makes any sense. Let's see what you want to ask me. Do you feel you were lean too long and maybe risk losing some muscle mass? Definitely. Definitely. However, I was also aware that I can, because I'm not a hyper responder. Okay. The reality of bodybuilding is that it obviously steroids are not like nearly anything, like they're not the full picture at all. They're a very small part of it. However, to achieve that look, which is going to be attractive on stage, you need to be on performance enhancers. Now, obviously, this is not something I am promoting. However, this is the reality of the industry. Okay. So if I do not gain muscle quick. Like I cannot gain muscle quickly. I gain muscle quickly in my legs, maybe in my back. However, my arms, my chest, my shoulders, even my upper back, I think they're lagging behind. So they're not responding as quickly as I would like them to. So I was aware that for the time I had, I didn't have enough time to gain muscle. So because I'm long, I'm 183 centimeters tall. So for me to look big, I need to be above 95 maybe kilograms on stage, and I need to be in very good condition. So basically, I decided I'm going to be aiming for extreme conditioning, which I managed to achieve. I think I was very lean. However, because I'm long, I have lengthy fibers. I don't have round muscles. I tend to look skinny when I get extremely lean. However, this is the reason why this year I'm already on my off-season cycle. I mean not cycle but regimen. So this is something that I'm aiming to change this year. I'm aiming to become bigger this year, but we'll see. I don't want to bodybuild for too long, like professionally, because I still consider myself a professional. I do everything a professional does. I'm professional throughout my day towards myself and towards my goals. and this to a certain extent feeds my family. So I am a professional. Maybe I'm not an IFBB professional. However, everything comes with its time. I'm not delusional. I'm not trying to become the best in the world or become Mr. Olympia. However, definitely I've seen that through training, I can achieve a lot. Lighter weights and slower tempo. Yeah. But you don't eat enough. Yes, it's true. I don't eat enough. You're right. That's also another thing. I don't eat enough. This is the thing. When I was younger, when I was 22, maybe 22, I was eating so much. Like I had 6 solid meals in my day. First was like 300 grams of oats with 3, 4 bananas, with 7, 8, 9 eggs, with 3, 4 scoops of weight gainer. Then I had like 4 meals at least of 250 to 500 grams of chicken breast with 300, 400 grams of rice. Like I was blending meat in the blender sometimes because it was just too much to eat. My biggest weight jump, I started at 87 kilograms, 84, and I became 107, something like this. However, with time, and because I'm working and stress affects me a lot, so if I'm stressed, I don't really feel like eating. However, I've implemented cardio back into my training, so this makes me hungry now, so I'm eating more. I've gained a little bit of weight. So I have a couple of things which I'm not gonna mention still for the upcoming season, but I think that it's gonna be interesting for you guys because it's gonna be documented not only on my channel, I believe, but it's still not something which is certain. So we'll see how things pan out. Let's see. If we live, how do you define the optimal training volume and intensity you need in order to grow and not surpass your limit threshold? Teresa, yes, I do have a coach. At the moment, I actually have a couple of coaches, but this is something I'm going to talk about in a different video. How do I define, Evo, the optimal training volume? Well, look at it like this. If you're not progressing in execution of the exercise, which means controlling the weight, being able to do better reps with it, because because I know you personally, Evo, and for people also in general, it doesn't also only matter the weight. It also matters how you execute the exercise with the weight. The more tension you can put on your muscle with that weight, the more response you can expect to have from your body. So if you're becoming better, if you're not becoming better with your form, if you're not becoming better, also stronger, if you're not seeing any difference in the mirror, something is wrong, I think, on a month-to-month basis. Like if you're not seeing any change and this doesn't mean, I'm not speaking about somebody who just started. I'm speaking about somebody who has years of experience and who is training and who is still, because this is not something you find out easily. For me personally, it's very difficult to stop training. I have to tell myself not to train. I train on my rest days. Today I wanted to go and train, even though I've trained 5 days in a row. So even I'm overtrained consistently. I am underfed and overtrained. So how do I find it? I simply try to hold back as much as I can. I found out for myself, because I did experiment. I'm gaining the most strength and the most size on a 4-day a week, a 4-day per week schedule, which means train a couple of days, rest, train a couple of days, which is going to be 5, and then rest 2 days. So this is going to be basically, I think this is something like this. Or train 1 day, rest 1 day, then train 2 days, rest 1 day, train 1 day, something like this. But I try to keep it in a 4-day. Now, because I was training less than I had to train in like a couple of weeks back. So now I'm trying to ramp things up and see how my body responds. I checked my health. Everything is fine with the blood. So I'm also gonna start with the PED soon. But the point is that I'm going to try to train as little as possible, and this is I think where people usually don't get it. When I'm saying train less, I don't mean train with less intensity. If this, let's say, is your workout, and this is, let's say, an hour and a half workout, and you have the intensity in this hour and a half workout,
if you try to train for 45 minutes, that intensity here, it doesn't just disappear. It goes here and it gets squished into that 45-minute workout. So if you're capable of training for 45 minutes with the same intensity, total intensity, that you put into the hour and a half and even more, 4 days a week is all that you're actually going to be able to do, because sets do hurt, and being able to recover is not something that happens overnight. So it is something that takes time, and your body needs a couple of days to recover. So I think that 4 days a week for me, I found out, but it still varies. For example, Iwana trains legs 4 times a week, and she has amazing legs. So it all depends on your body. Zoe, 183 is 6 foot. I thought you were taller, probably because of the longer muscle fibers. This all explains why early humans were so lean. Well, we're not meant to carry a lot of muscle. We're meant to travel long distances by foot. So your body does not need to hold on to extra muscle if it doesn't need to use it. Your body only holds on to things it needs. What is Ivana saying? I think you should go heavy. That the last few reps are a struggle. Personally, I also like to do 3 heavy working sets and then go do back off sets. Yes. I'm having a lot of issues with my wrists and with my arms in general, the ligaments in my arms. So I'm kind of restricted still from training completely in the way I can train. However, I hope that this soon is not going to be an issue. Your Dorian Yates, Mike Manser method for fan in a few words. Yes. Dorian Yates, Mike Manser, I think the biggest interval between sessions he did was 8 days, I think. But I don't think this is like, I love training. Training is not something I can do once every 8 days. Resting maybe, but not training. Shorten rest periods. Cardio is important. Yes. I do agree. I found out that actually after the competition, I still had my strength when I ate, when I recovered some of my weight back. I still had my strength. The thing I did not have is the ability to hold intensity for a while. Like I was able to be intense for a little bit, and then like my body would shut down and I needed to stop training. Now what I'm seeing is slowly and steadily, I'm getting back the ability to be intense for a longer period of time, and I contribute that to the recovery of my central nervous system, I assume. I'm trying to be calmer, and I'm also, because I did a 17 week, like 17 weeks, and this sounds a lot. Iwana did a 40 week. She did but I actually don't think Iwana's human. I think she's like an animal. Of course, in the good way I'm saying this. 40-week prep. I don't know how she did it, but so yeah. Still 17 weeks. I challenge anybody to do a 17-week prep. I did feel the wear and tear on my body. So now I think I also have to try to train less and more effectively, because simply my body does not have the same uh, recovery capabilities. I don't know. Before my injuries, I broke my back twice, guys. You need to understand this. I broke my back twice. I have 3 vertebrae in my back which were like basically deformed, and I have one which was broken in half. And I had deformations on the diameter of my spinal canal. You understand this? And I'm still deadlifting 250 kilograms because this happened a while back when I was still recovering like Wolverine. Now my wrists hurt and I cannot bench press and I cannot work my chest and I cannot pull. So it's very and I'm still 29. So I don't know what to say. How do I recover from overtraining? Not training, stopping to train, or training but very very lightly, simply moving blood. Because you need to understand, if you can simply pump, like you can still go to the gym and move your blood around and help your body like remove toxins and things that it needs to get rid of, but like not taxing your central nervous system, your ability to be intense, to be like in a brief moment. To be, for example, when I'm deadlifting 250 kilograms, this is my deadlift maximum. Like it is, the ability, like a deadlifter, which is like a good deadlifter, is a fast deadlifter. If you're not able to move weight fast from the floor, you're never going to be able to move big weight from the floor. That's a big rule in deadlifting. Did it happen twice? Yes, twice. How did I break my back during lifting? No, I started lifting and I started bodybuilding because I was not able to do my initial sport, which was competitive downhill racing. Now, like, this is basically motocross but with a mountain bike, like a very uh, different mountain bike than the ones that you're used to, like ride in the park, for example. It's basically a motorbike without the engine. So the first time it was on my it happened twice. So the first time it was on my first race, and I fell and I hit my head into a base of a tree. I fell like from above the handlebars and I fell on my chest and I did not see the tree. So I just, when you're falling with your bike, it's important to like stay loose so you don't break anything. So I stopped with my head into the tree and I broke my helmet. However, I decided that I wanted to race because my mother was with me. So I knew my back was broken because like your spine is trust me, if you ever injure your spine, you'll know. So I broke it at around, I had the crash at around 12. The race ended at 6. I finished one person before last place. And I went to the hospital and the doctor did this. But yes, and the second time, yes, it is dangerous, Teresa, yes. And the second time, I was training for my last competition. I was training on Vitusha Mountain here in Sofia, Bulgaria, in the mountains. And I was with a friend. So there were like, it's basically like turns with jumps, and you basically jump from a big rock. However, I again did a front flip from the rock unintentionally, and I fell on my back and I tore the ligaments in my right shoulder. However, at that point, this is what actually was very strange. I had back pain. However, I was walking. Everything was fine. Like, I mean, I was fucked up, but I was walking. So the same night, I'm going into a friend to watch like a movie. So I'm sitting on the floor and I'm putting my back against like the couch, and you have like the edges of the couch are like hard, and I moved something in my back and I immediately was in excruciating pain. So at that point, I realized I had got an X-ray, and the crack was like sideways, diagonally. So yes, this is when I did the scanner and when I sold my bike and I stopped racing and I started lifting. I actually did lift before I started, before I broke my back, to be stronger in downhill, like because you have to have strength in your arms. But yeah. Okay, so if we live, for your regime, do you consider cardio as a method to lose weight or a way to improve cardiovascular function, nutrient distribution, and removing toxins? I do cardio, like obviously in prep. I increase my cardio to lose weight, to lose body fat, not weight, body fat as well, as much as I can. But yes, I do cardio in the off season and in general, so I can increase my metabolism, improve my cardio and nutrient distribution as well, absorbing things, because it's not only important how much you put inside of your body, but how much you can actually absorb from what you put inside. So yes, definitely, I do cardio for those reasons, because I feel that first you should up on the intensity, train harder, train more intense, and only then I think you should look to cardio. And still, I rarely do more than 45 minutes. Like 45 minutes is walking. And when I say walking, I walk at 2 miles, like no, 2.2 kilometers on the highest incline, and I squeeze my glutes for 45 minutes, or 15 before, 30 after workouts. But this is when I'm deep in prep. Now I'm doing 15 minutes and I'm still 97. maybe even 96. I don't know. I don't know. I'm feeling better. My muscles are definitely like more filled with glycogen because I am eating more. I am eating better. I still need to improve things. Yes, definitely. Cardio is also important for recovery. In general, between sets and in general, I find out that I feel much better when I do cardio. Hey Sarah, what are my body goals and competition goals for 2024? My body goals, now I'm a father, so it's very important that I do this in the healthiest way possible. So I want to gain 10 kilos. However, we'll see. We'll see what I will do. I want to be bigger, definitely. I want to become bigger, and I want to keep the same level of conditioning. And I want to improve on the on the scorecards. This is the thing. This is gonna be my third season, so I'm still very new to bodybuilding with competitive bodybuilding. But obviously the goal is to be better and to remain healthy, because if health is gone, you can no longer do anything. So this is the most important thing, I believe. So let's see another question from the community. Uh, Teresa Lewis, what supplements are best for non-bodybuilders in the gym? I've been going for 1.5 years now. Also, what helps with muscle soreness? You and the one are great together. High energy and always get my hype to work out. I'm happy to hear that. So, non-bodybuilders, well, you're still in the gym. So if you're still in the gym, you're a bodybuilder, right? You're trying to change your body. You're not trying to become an athlete in the sense of, let's say, an Olympic weightlifter, like throwing weight above your head. You're going into the gym to look better and to become healthier. So you're building your body in a healthier way. So you're still a bodybuilder. Maybe you're not going to be going to failure or like taking PEDs and eating 6 7 times a day and doing all of those things and like doing it as a lifestyle, but still you want fitness to add to your lifestyle, which means improve your health, improve the way you look, give you more confidence. All of those things are still bodybuilding. All of those things build your body in a healthier way, in a better way. Oh. So having said that, what supplements I take? What supplements do I take? I'm not a big supplement guy, by the way. A lot of people in this industry have their like shelf with like supplements. I have fish oil and I have a supplement called berberin. I don't know how it's in English. It helps you with blood sugar, with insulin, and I believe it also helps with your liver enzymes as well. I believe, but that's about it. No, Trembolone definitely is not a supplement that needs to be taken. No, no trend, please, no trend. So that's the maybe magnesium, like before training and after, like just before bed. It's also a good idea. I do that quite a lot. But the best supplement is just drink a lot of water and eat real food. Like, what is a supplement? If you're looking for the supplement with the idea that it's gonna give you something, what is it gonna give you? It's not gonna give you something which real food is gonna give you. It's gonna give you something if you do everything like else correctly. So the supplement finds its place. It's not a substitute. It's a supplement. So if it is a supplement, if you're having like a good healthy diet, if you're training consistently in the gym, if you're doing your cardio, okay, maybe I'm speaking here for a person who is a bodybuilder. You're training 4 times a week. You're going to the gym. You're being active. You're like drinking a lot of water. You're eating 3 4 times a day. You're not eating junk food. Then essential amino acids are a good idea. Branch chain amino acids are a good idea. You can get like I don't think protein powder is needed. This is just my opinion. I drink protein. I don't drink my protein powder. I eat it with cream of rice. Uh, Magnesium, fish oil. I don't really take anything else. Of course, I take a lot of things for my organs because I do abuse my body, but this is not for a non-bodybuilder. This is for a bodybuilder. Okay, Sarah Hayes. If your diet is good, you probably don't need supplements. Yes, I take vitamin D. Yes, vitamin D. If you're not getting enough sun, vitamin D is a very good supplement. Yes, exactly, because you live in a place where there's not a lot of sun. Do I agree with one? Sarah asks, do I agree with the 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight that you hear of? Well, I never thought about that. Oh, I usually go by the following rule. Is it going to hurt my body? Whenever I'm speaking about high protein intake, I'm speaking about abusing my digestion and abusing my also my kidneys get affected, especially if I'm having a higher protein intake during prep, which is usually the case. So I think that a gram is going to be sufficient for people usually. If you're speaking about somebody who is training very intensely, gram and a half, but anything above, I don't know, anything above 2 grams, I think is very, very high, very high. I've been fat as a kid. I've never been a non-eater, like a person who doesn't want to eat. But at the same time, I go by how my body feels. If I have to gain that weight, but I feel like my body is really struggling, I'm simply going to try to do a better recomposition, let's say, and to avoid the stress on my organs. Protein does stress your kidneys, it does stress your digestion, it does stress your organism if you're consuming a big amount of it. So for a normal person, a gram, gram and a half, I think it's gonna be like enough. Exactly. Kai Green. Kai Green is a very like famous bodybuilder. He's no longer competing. 155 grams. Yes. So a gram, gram and a half. Again, gram and a half. If you are getting if you're doing everything right, listen. This is the same like with steroids. More steroids don't make you bigger. I tried this on myself. I did one protocol for my first competition, and I did a second protocol for my second competition. And I can tell you, more steroids don't make you bigger. It doesn't matter. It's just the stress on your body is bigger. Your body, even though enhanced, it still has some limits, some limitations. So even if you give it again, we come back to the absorption, right? If let's say you have a 70-liter gas tank in your car and you put, it runs on diesel and you put petrol in it, it's not gonna absorb. So you need to give it in a way that it's gonna be absorbed. If you stress your body out, it's not gonna absorb. So think about that as well. I think for a person who is like a normal, an average guy, a gram, and and water, sleep, rest, train intense. Any benefit to creatine? Your trainer most probably wants you to take creatine because in this way you're gonna see a little bit of a pump in your biceps, and you're gonna say, "Oh yes, now because I have biceps, the things are working." No. Creatine I haven't taken since high school, honestly. Now, because I have it in the gym, and I think my colleague is in the live. So, Tonka, pio od kreatina sutrim, brat. I'm putting creatine with BCAAs and pre-workout into my intra-workout drink. So I'm taking and I put also sugar as well, and I eat wukum. I don't know how is wukum in English. I think it's a Turkish sweet. But basically, simple sugars I put into the workout, and creatine. I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna give you a little bit of strength. It's gonna help you. It's gonna help you definitely. But still, don't go overboard with it. I think nothing more than 5 grams, like per day, is gonna be like you don't need more than that. It's gonna stress your liver. You don't want to stress. I'm sorry. You don't want to stress your liver. And again, if you stress your body, it's not going to respond. You need to if you need to stress your body enough so it responds. You don't need to abuse your body. Okay, you and your body need to work together. So if you're asking me simply to try creatine, try it, but not more than 5 grams. I do not believe in loading. I believe in like the airplane flies off like this, the helicopter flies off like vertically. You're not a helicopter. You're an airplane. Like do it like this. It's better. It's slower, but it's better. What's my favorite cheat meal day? Cheat day meal. Cheat meal day. You see how my mind works? I like pizza, but it depends because I'm not hungry now, so I don't really have a thing I would prefer. But I like pizza, and I like my pancakes, my protein pancakes that I make as well. What else? What else? Um, Pizza, pizza, pizza. No worries, Paul. Always pizza. Yeah, definitely pizza. Now that I think about it, definitely it's gonna be pizza. Uh, Let me see. Another question from the community. Is there a question here? No. Yes, chocolate peanut butter as well. Chocolate peanut butter as well on rice cakes. That also. Okay. So I'm gonna answer a couple of more questions. It's been, I believe, 40 minutes since the start of the live. So I'm gonna answer a couple of more from the community and a couple of more from the chat, if any appear. So Sarah Hayes 235 asks, how do you handle fatigue in your daily life after hard workouts? I often find myself sleeping extra hours, but I'm busy, so this is not ideal or practical for me. Is there anything I can do besides caffeine? Yes, there is. I found this recently in the beginning of my prep. Do not remove the caffeine, change the way you change the timing actually. I wake up very early. I wake up at 3, 4 in the morning usually. So you have a thing called adenosine, I think is the pronunciation, receptors. And in layman's terms, this is like what caffeine does. It blocks those receptors so you don't feel tired. That's basically what caffeine does. One of the functions. Okay, not everything. So you in the morning you have a natural cortisol spike, okay, and that's gonna affect when you're gonna be feeling sleepy at the end of the day. Caffeine also affects that. So rather than waking up and immediately drinking your coffee, wait 30-45 minutes for your body to completely wake up and for your receptors to clear. I believe it was exactly the expression. So then when you drink the coffee, you're not gonna feel the same fatigue as you feel if you drink it right after you wake up. So this is one thing, okay? This is like resetting your body in a way that you're gonna naturally feel tired at the end of the day, and you're gonna be feeling more energized throughout the day. Don't also go overboard with caffeine, and maybe restructure the way you train. Maybe try to put your more intense days at the part of the week which you have less things to do. Maybe try to do it in that way, or maybe go with volume. Maybe change the way you approach the gym. It all depends what your job is. Let me see if the job is specified. uh no, the thing with the caffeine, uh maybe change the way you approach the gym, simply change your approach. Maybe you're overtrained. Maybe this is the fatigue you're feeling, so maybe take a week away from the gym, go back in, try to steadily increase the intensity, and see where you start feeling fatigue, and take just a step back and try to adapt from there. But it's not like an immediate fix. You still need to analyze your body and analyze the way you feel and be honest with yourself. If we live, I like the Q&A stream. Thank you, man. Thank you. Do you plan on streaming more often? What are your overall plans for the channel? The plans for my channel is for me to become a person who people can come to and find motivation and find inspiration and find something interesting which is gonna make their day better. I am a proud father. This is my biggest achievement in life. I'm a aspiring bodybuilder, but most importantly, I want to become successful with the things I love. So obviously, I'm doing this to become monetized at some point and to make a living from it. However, I also love doing it. I love doing it because the people that follow me are not just people that pressed on the button. Some of my followers actually reach out to me and they help me in difficult times. They've done it many times. Sarah is one good example. So definitely my plans are not stopping. I've understood that in life nothing is certain. So the only thing you can do is just take the next step. So what I'm planning to do from this point on with the channel is just to continue posting and to continue growing the channel and seeing where it takes me and just enjoying the journey. I'm thankful even for the 636 subscribers that I have. I was a kid which was stuttering a couple of years back. So it is very surreal for me to sit here and to have even like 10 people watch me. Like, it's still, if we sit 10 people in my living room, we're gonna be like a full party. Zoe Wayne. I'm gonna answer Zoe, and I'm gonna no problem, Ivo. I'm gonna answer Zoe, and I'm gonna answer one more question, and then I'm gonna end the stream, guys, because I wanna go play with the kid. But let's see. I would think that training can make someone more patient parent with more energy. Well, yes, training is a good representation of life. For example, the squat. It's not about if you're like how to say it. It's about understanding that patience is virtue. Because with the gym, uh, the results come in time. You go, you have the best session. You've even increased your strength. You bettered your form. You still look the same. So sometimes you really need to rely on vision and patience. And I think what gives you patience is the vision. You're gonna be patient if you see where you're going. Like if you know you're on the road, you're gonna be patient. You just need to do the proper things. I think this is what it's all about. But yes, being patient as a parent is also the most important thing. You don't run from discomfort, or you try to avoid a big help with kids. Yes, yes. Let me see one. Kids are the only thing which you actually ever need to stress about. Like I think our children are the most important thing that we have. And one thing that I do want to be is my daughter's hero. So definitely one day, if she looks at this channel, also this is why I'm doing it. Another thing, so she can see her father, and she can see that her father did not have all the answers and that he was pushing, but he did not take the shortcuts. So yeah, let me not become too poetic. Let's see one more. Uh, okay, Penny Looper 3434. What exercises would you recommend to reduce the appearance of cellulitis on the inner thighs? There is not such exercise. Exercises do not make your cellulitis go away. They make your muscles grow. So, for you to not have cellulite, simply drink more water and squat. Squat. You maybe okay. Maybe I can answer you like this. I want your leg days to be the most intense day of the week in training. After which you feel that your body have been through something intense. You've broke a solid sweat, you had your heart rate elevated, and you did an intense, hardcore training session to the maximum of your abilities. And I'm pretty sure that you're drinking less than 2 liters of water. Drink 3.5 liters of water. Please drink water, guys. Trust me, you're dehydrated. You're drinking coffee. You're taking a lot of caffeine. Drink water. I drink 6 liters now. I have very healthy kidneys. I just found out. So trust me, drink water and train legs intensely. That's my answer. My clients lose their cellulitis in this way. So it's a proven to work concept. I have the proof of concept. So you just need to execute, guys. You don't even need to think about it. Yes, also, but if you but you also hold the water into the fat cell or into the muscle. So having more water inside of you is gonna help with everything, including being able to build muscle. Because muscle is also mostly water. Does anybody have more questions? Let me see. I'm gonna wait for a couple of minutes. Okay, guys. So I think this is gonna be it. I want to thank you. Thank you for being in the live with me. I hope it was interesting for you. Thank you. No, man, no. Thank you, Paul. I'll make sure I have one soon, sooner rather than later. And I am gonna post a new video, most probably in the beginning of next week. I'm okay. On Christmas, I'm gonna do 25 reps with 200 kilograms deadlift. Not in one set, but maybe in a couple. I'm gonna try to do it not more than 3 sets. So I'm gonna film that workout session and I'm gonna post it in the same day. So yes, guys. No, the live is over. It's okay. The live is over. It's okay. So yes, my kid just stormed into the room. So guys, thank you very much for watching and let's get it. How do I stop it? Okay. End.